There is a perception outside of Greece that the Greeks have some nerve to turn around to the international lenders and say, all of this money you lent us, you're not getting it back.
This is a misconception, allow me to say. What the Greek people said yesterday was that first they approve of their government's hard negotiation period, that they are not disheartened and that they still believe a European solution within the Eurozone is still possible. What we have been saying from the very beginning is that if Greece lives under measures, austerity measures and other demands that keep depressing the economy, we will not be able to generate the GDP that corresponds to tax revenue that would allow us to meet our obligations. One. Secondly, that when we think of austerity measures, we understand that we cannot do away with them on the spot, not before at least a period of time, but the way we distribute the burdens must be embedded in social justice. We cannot keep taxing people that are at the bottom of the income distribution. There has to be a more equitable sharing of burdens. Third, in order for the economy to restart, of course we need political stability. We need the ECB behind us, but even more than that, what we need is investment. And investment can only come from the private sector and the public sector. So with this in mind, we have been asking that we do not push the Greek population and Greece in a period of slow death. That is the demand. The demand is not to renege on our obligation to pay the creditors. It is to create an environment that will be sustainable and strong enough so that we can meet our obligations.
So you accept the need for some austerity.
Absolutely.
What you want is a fairer distribution of the burden. There is a good deal of jubilation out there after this quite sensational no vote. I wonder if people here in Greece really understand how close to the wire things are getting right now. They're expecting the banks to open tomorrow. There's almost no way at all that that can happen. What will your government tell the people when the banks don't open?
I have to say that as the negotiating team of Greece insisted upon from the very, very beginning, this is a political decision. Our partners and creditors must decide if they are going to deliver a sudden death to Greece. The banks can reopen. It's a matter of political agreement and a coordinated effort to reach an agreement. There is no reason why within the week, I will not predict if it will be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but there is no reason why within the week we cannot exit this very, very dangerous moment, not only for Greece, but for Europe. What would that take? It will take mutual compromises. It will take putting at the heart of the negotiations the good of the people of Europe and of the European Union, the stability of the European Union, above other kinds of priorities and interests that prevail now. Austerity and an environment where you perpetuate severe unemployment. Please recall, Greece has lost already a quarter of its economy. We have unemployment that reaches 26% of the population. How is it possible that you will continue imposing on such a country after this 5-year period measures that predictably, I am a macroeconomist by profession, will push the economy into further recession?
Following on from that, you are an economist indeed, you are at the centre of this government. May I ask, do you regret the departure this morning of Yanis Varoufakis, the finance minister? Do you think that is a good thing for the overall negotiations?
I think that it was a decision that he made. I think that he offered a lot during this 5-month period, and I will respect his decision and the decision of my government.
finally, taking into account everything that you have said, I don't mean to overlook any of it, but I must ask you, in terms of contingency planning, Greece is not out of the woods. This is not a certain situation by any means. Is your government, is there anybody within your government which is tasked with looking at the possibilities now of Grexit, of Greece exiting the Eurozone, and the practicalities involved?
This is a painful question that would require for me to give you a painful answer. The Greek people and the Greek government will face whatever comes their way. But again, I want to repeat that this is a lose-lose proposition, lose for Greece, lose for Europe and the European Union and the principles of democracy that established the European Union to begin with. If we are pushed to the brink, I am certain that we will find ways, very painful ways, to survive. But the question will come down in history. Why did it happen? We hope that wisdom will prevail and that the adherence to ideas that are going to be a disaster all around will not.
Certainly it would be a disaster, and yet it is something that could happen. It could happen very quickly. Events could overtake you. You may suddenly find yourself in this position. Are you prepared for it?
Allow me once again to say that if a European Union country is given two options, sudden death or slow death, what would one choose? This is not a choice any European Union country should be pushed to make. Are there plans? Of course. I'm not suggesting that there is a fully worked out plan. That is something for the government. There are special teams that have been set up from the very first day. I would not know because I do not participate in those teams. My area is different. It is employment issues. But the question again for us to contemplate today is what the meaning of the political union and the economic union will be tomorrow if Europe decides that a sudden death was what they had to deliver.
Thank you.
Thank you.